Greetings and welcome to What's New with Human Design, in which we follow the journey of the sun and the earth around the human design mandala. Hi everyone, Maggie here, and welcome to episode number 12 of What's New with Human Design. It is March 24th, 2021, and today the sun moves into the gate 17 and the earth moves into the gate 18. This is really interesting because last week we were in the G center. Both of the gates that the earth and the sun were in were on the G center, which is the heart, part of the heart. And it's the center for love. And so we talked a lot about love. And today, both of these gates are part of the logic circuit. One of them is on the ajna, which in human design is different than the ajna chakra in the yogic tradition, okay? So in human design, the ajna, which is where the 17 is, this is where the sun is really the thinking center, okay? It's the kind of the computer brain, it's the thinking brain, it tends to be the place where we're doing more analysis. It's the place for data storage, so we store our information there and so on. Okay, so it's kind of the thinking brain. We talked about it when we talked about the gate 24 a few weeks ago. And then the earth has moved into the gate 18, which is on the spleen. And the spleen is the center for timing and the immune system and instinct and intuition. And so when we think about the instinct part, that can be a fear energy. And so we call the gates on the spleen the fear gates, and the 18 is one of them. And both of these, the 17 and the 18, are in the logic circuit, or in quantum human design, it's known as the pattern circuit. So this is collective energy, which is like the other side of the sensing circuit, which we've talked about extensively over the last few weeks. And but this is the left-brained, right side of the body, more analytical, logical, rational, reasonable, planning, strategic part of ourselves. And we need all of ourselves, right? I mean, nothing is to go to waste. But you have heard me talk about how we have kind of been overly conditioned and overly programmed to give veracity to the logic circuit or to logic in general, right? To things that we can prove, things we can quantify, things we can replicate, which are all aspects of the scientific method, which has really gone deep into our culture and deep into our psyches. And so we get to take a look at how these energies are being activated right now. We also have the 63, which is the beginning of the logic circuit, which is Mercury is in the 63 right now. So that's also being lit up. Also the gate 5, which is in the logic circuit. What's in the 5? The South Node is in the 5. So we've got a number of different activations happening in the logic circuit. So what I want to suggest in our relating to this energy over the next few days is that we really embrace our ability to see patterns, to be able to use our analytical thinking, to be able to be logical, see about sequences, right? And to the 18, I'll talk more about the 18 in a minute, but to make friends, let me just put it this way, to really, really make friends with the logical part of our brain, the logical part about who we are, but to transmute it, so that it's not a punishing energy, because sometimes it can feel like a punishing energy. Sometimes our inner critics can masquerade as logic and reason. This is one of the things I've shared with clients for many years, is to take a look at that inner saboteur, or that part of you that is trying to keep you safe by keeping you small and quiet, because it often masquerades as logic and reason. So one of the things you want to be able to do is discern between what is genuine, truthful and helpful and beneficial logic, and what is the way that the logic is being hijacked by your inner saboteur and your inner critic. Okay, you want to be able to separate those two things out. So you have a great opportunity this week to be doing that. Okay, so the 17, I have the 17 defined in my chart, and it's my Mercury is in the 17, and I'm just looking at this because, yeah, the 17, also Venus is in the 17 right now, as well as the sun. So it's doubly defined. It's an extra energy. So you're going to have that sun energy, which is kind of like your sun sign in astrology. And it's this really expansive, bright, extroverted type of energy. And it's also going to have this womanly quality, right? Which is Venus, right? It's a womanly energy. It's a feminine energy. It's it's interested in beauty and in value. And so you want to think about those things kind of all coming together in the 17. Well, the 17 in traditional human design is called the gate of opinions, which, a lot of times we're not always so sure we want to hear everybody else's opinions, right? And the way that opinions can get hijacked into gaslighting these days, especially in not face-to-face interactions, online interactions, social media, email, and so on. So we want to really kind of take a look at that's kind of the shadow side of the 17, is when we get in our opinions, we think our opinions are correct, we assert our opinions as if they were truth, when in fact, our opinions are opinions. They may be based in certain kinds of facts, but opinions are always an interpretation. Right? We're always interpreting. We can't not interpret. It's part of what we do, right? It's that we're always looking at the world through our own filters. And so we just need to realize that, so that we can utilize the power of the 17 in quantum human design. Karen Curry Parker, who created quantum human design, really made a big shift in terms of her naming of it. She calls it anticipation. Now, the reason that she did this is that she wants to emphasize the need to tune into right timing. And I would also say right timing and right person or right people to share your inspirations and your insights, or your opinions, right? And so you want to know that you're sharing this at the right time, because anything shared when people are not ready or they're not listening, is not going to be taken in well. Either it's not going to be heard at all, which if you have the 17 on an open throat is very likely to be the case. I have a 17 on an open throat, so I know all about that. But if you do share it at the right time with the right people, then it can be really taken in and received. And it also needs to be given in a way that this is your inspiration. This is your insight. You're not stating it as absolute truth. One of the things that I've been doing a lot with people all over the place really is just trying to say, hey, when we're communicating with each other, let's not just assert our point of view as absolute truth. Even if you have a bunch of scientific data to back it up. Like, I really don't care. Some of that might be useful, but the truth is, in my experience, is that there are scientific studies that prove all kinds of things that I don't think are true. I don't believe in, I don't agree with. And if you look at the history of science, you'll see that there have been scientific studies that proved an awful lot of things over time that are pretty wacky. So my point isn't that science is bogus, but that, like with everything else, we need to understand that science is not absolute truth, that it is always subjective, based on the study, based on the people who are doing it. And we need to be discerning about that, just like we need to be discerning about everything else. So this is part of what we can do with that energy of the 17. And the thing is it's also on the ajna, and the ajna likes to be certain. It tends to believe that its point of view is certain, and that can feed that annoying tendency of the 17. So just watch out for that, right? Question yourself when you find yourself falling into certainty. Like, this is absolutely true. Be like, I do the Byron Katie on it, right? The work, right? How do I know is that absolutely true? How do I know that that's true, right? And I think it's just a good practice for all of us to have, because we need to also be open to other people's opinions and other points of view and other ways of seeing things, other inspirations. And so when we can have some openness, okay, and flexibility around the way that we hold our own opinions, then we can be more open to other people's opinions. Now, the Earth being an 18 is a little bit of another kicker, because the 18 in traditional human design is known as correction. Okay, so I have one of my best friends has got the 18 defined in her chart. And this is an example of somebody who has the 18, and this is a way that she uses it great for her life. So she loves to do budgets, and it cracks me up because sometimes I'll talk to her and she'll be like, I just finished our budget for the month. And I'm like, that makes you so happy, doesn't it? She goes, yeah. She goes, yes, it really brings me joy. It like makes me so happy. When I get it all, the spreadsheet is all worked out and I know exactly how things are going, like it just like floats her boat, right? So that's a great use of the 18, is to be able to look at patterns and to see if there's something off in a pattern and then want to correct it, right? Wanting to bring that pattern into alignment. So Karen renamed the 18 alignment. Okay, which is a little bit of a softer word than correction. I think a lot of us have a negative association with the word correction because we don't like being corrected. I frankly don't like being corrected. I'm open to people's points of view, but man, when people try to correct me, I really don't like it. Okay, you probably don't like it either. But the idea of being able to align patterns, being able to bring things into order, I do like that. I do like order. I do like the sense that things can be in their place, or like I like puzzles. I like jigsaw puzzles. I like being able to put things into their place. Okay, so that's also the 18 energy. It's kind of going, oh, if this is over here, that's not going to really work. Or even if you're thinking like if you do launches for your business, right? You want to make sure that your launch sequence, it makes sense, right? That there's a logical order to it, and that you want to be able to bring things into alignment if you feel like they're going off. You want to be able to understand how to do that. So that's another place you can use your 18 energy. And the mate of the 18 is the gate of joy, which it cracks me up because like I said, my friend Susan, she gets so much joy out of her spreadsheets. And she is a scientist. And so it totally makes sense, right? That completely is in her wheelhouse. And but then the joy, right? When you bring something into alignment, when you find the thing that's off in the pattern and then bring it, so that it all works, there's joy in that. So look for the joy, during this week when this Earth is in the 18, because when you can experience joy with your 18, then you're in its higher expression. It won't be that correction, because who experiences joy when you're correcting other people? I mean, I guess that that's kind of what I would call the shadow aspect of the 18, is getting joy out of disciplining and correcting other people. The disempowered aspect of that 18 is refusing to allow yourself to, what's the right way to say it? Like not wanting to do tests because you don't want to be corrected. So you just don't do anything where you feel like you might get corrected, right? You just opt out. And so you've put a lot of limitations on yourself. With the 17, the disempowered aspect would be more of your, never expressing your inspirations or your insights because you were afraid that no one would ever listen or you would be judged or criticized for them. So both of those have a kind of withdrawing, protective energy, which is more what happens in the disempowered states of these energies. Okay, so logic circuit patterns Have fun, find joy in these, and remember to really look for right timing, and to ask if you want to express your opinion, if you want to express your inspiration and your insights. Ask if somebody's ready, and because they may become ready through you asking them, and this can work for projectors and manifesting generators and generators. And I always think it's good if manifestors do it too, even if they think that they can just barrel ahead. It can be really annoying. So, but asking and seeing, is somebody ready, right? Are you ready to hear with this thing that I want to share? Or if you have a correction or a suggestion about realignment or how to make something better, again, ask, see if it's the right time. Because it's a wonderful thing to receive from someone in the right space. Like if you're copy editing your book and somebody finds errors in your book, you want to hear about it before it gets printed. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about correction and opinions, and what you might be doing this week to fall in love with the logic circuit. Many blessings, much love. Bye for now.